on our way to the waterfront, to the aquarium. We're going to go see Lee, and she's going to show us around there. It's going to be very interesting. Can't wait. We're really excited about this one. And look at that view. We're going that way. Okay, here we are at the waterfront, at the aquarium. We're going to go inside, meet Lee, and she's going to show us around. It's going to be very interesting. Hope you guys enjoy.
The name Two Oceans Aquarium is what we try to do is celebrate what we have in the oceans surrounding South Africa. We're privileged exactly. So we're privileged to have beautiful warm water on our east coast. We have our more tropical fish. So this area is
where would this kind of be in? Like
this would be like Durban, KZN coastlines, water. So yeah, this water is set at between about 23 and 26 degrees. So we've got all of these tanks on heaters. And yeah, we've got the more colourful tropical fish that you'd find on our east coast.
Quite a good effect with the sand bottom. I mean, it looks very natural there.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why a lot of our staff are biologists, because you need to know what an animal needs in the wild in order to give it the best possible care you can in captivity. So yeah, our eagle rays, the bigger ones, they breed quite well in captivity, and we recently just had one big bird and four little pups.
Are they carry them?
It is live birth, but the same as sharks. So sharks and rays are very closely related. Ray is essentially a flat shark. So they've got their skeletons are entirely made of cartilage, which is one of the features that kind of put them in the same family. Day to day you have similar things to do, but also things come up, like stingray wants to give birth. Okay, now all hands on deck there, or we have to now with the shark release, which we're hoping to do in the next week or two, trying to get a 200 kilogram ragged-tooth shark. So we got two big girls, but I'll talk you through them when we're there. We did a study where all of the sharks that we release are tagged. And we caught some wild sharks, tagged them as well, and released them to see if they do the same thing. And they do. They go straight back into the natural
genetic memory.
So the thing is with sharks, they're driven by instinct. So an animal like a dolphin, even a penguin, require a certain amount of parental care, and they learn from their parents. Whereas sharks, rays, turtles,
just instinctive.
From the day they're born, they're on their own.
Wow.
As soon as you're out, good luck. So they've got an amazing ability or instinct. They know exactly what to do, how to hunt, where to go.
Like an orca, like you were saying with the...
And they don't lose that. And adaptability, so it's kind of, if you're in a captive environment, they adjust their behaviors to do what they need to do to survive. And the same, look at species specific. Ragged-tooth sharks are very well in captivity. It's like a great white. You can't just put any animal in captivity. You have to understand some of them just don't do well. But ragged-tooth sharks are very comfortable in captivity. So again, that's why it's important to understand the biology of an animal and to recognize when is appropriate, when is not. And we get in and dive and eat them. So we've got those, you can see those forks, that hole, there's those forks. So we put with the fish on the end of that hook.
Oh, and you can
I'll throw it out to them. So it's sit here, a little bin of food.
yeah.
And then you have a diver on each side. And the sharks, and then you will put these. So as much as they are instinct driven, their ability to adapt and learn is amazing. So this we use as a safety stick. Not that, you know, if a 200 kilogram ragged-tooth shark wanted to have a go at you, this isn't going to do much. But it just goes to show, and it's important for people to see. You know, you have divers, people in the water with these sharks, and the sharks are so uninterested in us. The only time they're interested is when we have food, and they've learned, because when we feed them, they come around the corner of the rocks. It's almost like a conveyor belt now. They come low from the bottom, and we feed them.
And they're coming in one by one.
If they start coming high up at us, we push them away. It's almost like teaching a dog to sit. If you do the right thing, you get your food. And now they come in perfectly. It's like, it takes them 2 or 3 feet to learn that. So these are actually about to hatch, so you can't really see them moving because they're gonna hatch soon. But in that one, you can see the yolk, and then there's that like wormy thing. That's a baby shark busy developing. So
is this cold then inside here?
Yeah. So this is pretty much Cape Town water temperature. Yeah, there you go. There you can get an idea of it hatching. So you have about 500 different species. 99% of sharks can't hurt you. You do have the bigger ones. You do have the ones that can, but for the most part, that thing's in a lot of trouble when he's born. He's so small. So this, the tunnel's a little bit thinner, but the main window is 30 centimeters thick.
30? Jeez.
Hi, pretty girl.
Do you think that
This
she
is
recognizes
Charlie.
you?
I don't know. You know, we always have that what we want to
think,
believe. But in reality, it's difficult to be sure.
That's it.
So they are originally from the sub-Antarctic islands, so like Marion Island in between there. So we won't find them in our waters. But all of these, with the exception of the babies like this guy that were born here, they're all rescued. So they're often found on beaches washed up or floating around with their flippers wired together or their feet tied together. Because the fishermen that are fishing in those waters take them on board as pets for entertainment. And then when they get into South African waters, if you don't have a permit to keep the animal, they just chuck them overboard. But they don't give them half a chance because like one of them, I don't know if she's here, but you'll see Roxy, she's got like a big chunk out of her flipper. Some of them still limp because of how their feet were injured. I think it's because they, you know, especially if they're stressed, they defend themselves and they're quite bitey. So people tie their, so they can't flap around and they can't,
Famous Bob.
Bob, yeah, I'm sure you may have heard his story, but he came to us, I'm not sure, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. He's very underweight and dehydrated. He had big cracks on his stomach shell. He didn't think he was going to survive. He was in really bad shape.
Where did he go?
Off the Work Nature Reserve. Somebody brought him in.
On the beach?
Yeah, so he was on the beach and was not looking good. So he came in and we treated him, but the biggest concern was he didn't want to eat. So usually if we get a turtle in, it takes about 2 or 3 days for them to settle, and then they eat quite comfortably, but Bob just wouldn't eat. So he had to be tube fed every day. So like sit him upright on his little bum, with the tube down every day for about 3 months. He had to be tube fed. And then one day we came into his tank, and floating around were balloons, ribbons still attached to the balloons, black plastic bags, green plastic bags that he had all. So that tube feeding obviously managed to push it through. But if he was in the wild, he would have starved. Because he didn't want to take any food in, he couldn't pass any waste out. But because it was in his system so long, he developed a meningitis infection in his brain, and as a result he went blind. As soon as he pooped all of that plastic out, he started to regain his vision. He still has a couple of neurological issues now, but we didn't think he'd ever be able to be released. But he's made such an incredible recovery. We used to scratch his back and cuddle him, and he's the most affectionate animal. He's like a dog. Just incredible. But now because we're releasing him, we've been told we're not allowed to. It's the hardest thing. Welcome anytime. Bring your family, bring your kiddos.
Definitely going to bring a little grandkid. She'll love it.
No, that's awesome.
Thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you don't know, this is famous Bob. He was rescued and has been in the aquarium for the last 7 years. They didn't think he was going to make it. He was found at the Nature Reserve, and once he was taken there for rehabilitation, he wasn't eating, and after about 3 months of them trying to get him to feed and that, they were force feeding him, and he basically pooed out balloons and all sorts of plastic. The balloons have their string tied, so people are releasing their balloons and landing in the sea, and he thinks it's food, and it happens to these turtles all the time. But anyway, she spoke a lot about him. She said, no, he is. He's famous. This is Bob. What I found really impressive with the aquarium was I didn't really know that it was self-funded aquarium, and it's actually not like a normal zoo type aquarium where they're only in it just to make money. They actually do a lot of rehabilitation. They take a lot of injured animals like penguins and seals and obviously the turtles, and they have a dedicated area where they rehabilitate the animals with the intention of reintroducing them into the wild. And the people have so much passion. Like Lee, you can tell she's so passionate about what she does. There's actually 2 classrooms at the aquarium where they take school kids, young school kids, and educate them about the use of plastic and about how to look after animals, and to give them an education on that animals are actually worth saving. And so like you'll actually see how passionate Lee is. At the end of the video, you'll see a little clip that she actually sent us of interacting with the little pajama shark, and you'll see the little pajama shark actually acting like a little dog, and it looks like it's actually just loves her. It's actually quite amazing little video. You can just check that out for at the end of the video.